All right. So, yes, I'm going to present everybody with my first tour today. This is a great tour, in my opinion. It's a tour of an underrated area of Italy, very well known by some city names like Bologna, Parma, Modena, mainly for the food. But this is not just a food tour; it's much more than that. So the regions I'm touching on this tour are called Emilia Romagna and Marche, and I'm gonna move around and show you quickly some highlights of the tour and mainly the reasons why this tour, in my opinion, is a must go tour. And that's why I designed it this way. First of all, I love the area. I love all of these towns. I have friends in all of the towns, just a little bit farther north than where I live. I live in Orvieto, Umbria. So a couple of hours north of where I am is this beautiful area, the food belt of Italy along the Emilia Road. The tour begins in the town of Ferrara, and we spent 3 nights in Ferrara. We have a beautiful exploration of the city, and then explorations, day trips outside the city, and then we go to the Adriatic Sea towards Pesaro, the region of Marche, Pesaro, Urbino, and Gradara. I'm still contemplating whether adding the Frasassi caves or not. That's something I'm going to decide as we approach the tour for this year. And then we come back into Emilia Romagna. We go back to the center, to the capital. We go to Bologna, food capital of Italy, especially for those who like fresh pasta. And the whole area is a food dream for those who like balsamic vinegar, Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, and lots of other delicacies of my country. And then we finished in Parma, the super elegant French style Italian city of Parma. Um, I'm gonna show you some of the highlights, some of the many highlights of this tour. Every day is kind of a day experience. This is, for example, the little lagoon town of Comacchio, built at the Po River Delta, exiting on the Adriatic Sea. It's a beautiful town with lots of canals and beautiful architecture, as you can see. Then this is a picture that I took myself last year in the beautiful town of Urbino, which is the second Renaissance capital of Europe after Florence. And it's the city of painter Raphael. And this is the view from the park where all the students and the locals hang out and have a great time. I mean, if you like uh, painting style views, this is exactly where you want to go to, Urbino, one of the oldest universities also in Italy. This is again a beautiful view of the Duke's Palace of Urbino, which is a national gallery with lots of incredible art. And we are basically alone inside this museum because even though these museums contain tons of art, they're not as crowded, nearly as crowded as the highlight museums of Europe, like the Louvre or the Vatican or the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. This place is all for ourselves. We meander through the palace and we enjoy an incredible, empty, and yet outstanding museum. Of course, we cannot not stop in Ravenna for the day, not only for the food. Their cappelletti pasta is to die for, but their mosaics, the Byzantine Roman mosaics of Ravenna, are unique in the world. And they have the largest collection of mosaics in the world, but only not the largest, is one of the best quality and best preserved ancient Roman imperial time mosaics and early Christian and Byzantine mosaics. This is the theater Farnese, the Farnese family from technically from Rome, but then they when they were a papal family and they ruled between Naples, Rome, and Parma. And in Parma, they still keep the original wooden theater. The structure you see here is my group, my last group a few months ago. Inside the museum, they keep the original theater from the 1600s. Incredible experience. This is us inside the National Gallery in Urbino, as you can see, alone in front of one of the many masterpieces of the Renaissance in Urbino. In Bologna, we also get to experience some jazz music if people want to go to. Of course, it's not a group activity, but there's a lot of live music in Bologna, and and this is one of the many jazz clubs where we also had dinner that night. And they have jazz music every night. Professional musicians, great uh, ambience. This is me touching a Michelangelo original sculpture in Bologna, and gently touching, of course. You can touch it, but you cannot really rub it. But anyway, this is something you can only do in smaller places like Bologna. You can't do it when you're in Rome or Florence for sure. You got arrested here. You can actually enter a church for free and get to see Michelangelo from close, so close that you can touch it. There was the Church of San Domenico. Food markets all over the place. Of course, this is the Quadrilatero district of Bologna with the street markets. This is us meandering through the streets, the narrow streets. Capital of lasagna. Everybody knows lasagna in the world, and lasagna comes from Bologna. And this picture was taken by me, and this lasagna is the typical classic lasagna. As you can see, the dough is not only yellow, like because of the eggs, but it's also green because of the spinach contained in the dough. That's classic Bologna. Cooking class, of course. On such a tour, we cannot not have a cooking class. And on all of my tours, we do have cooking class, at least one cooking class and cooking experience. This is when we learn how to make fresh pasta. We get to meet so many people. Like Tim was saying about Cuba, same applies to all of our other guided by tours. The people are those who make the tours, not just the sites and the venues and the museums, but the people. The people are 101 cultural experience, and they really broaden our mindset about traveling and comparing. And of course, a lunch stop at one of my favorite Parmigiano Reggiano farms in the area. There are many, but this is a family run, the Marchesini family run Parmigiano Reggiano. And this is where we have one of our best meals on this wonderful tour. So if anyone is interested in learning more about this tour, of course, you can browse our website. And if you have personal email questions, that's my email, david@guided-by.com. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you later for another tour presentation. Grazie.